my job or my responsibility today is to talk about culture, right? And I think Matt chose me to do it because obviously I've been here since the beginning, okay? And I've been on every spot possible here with M14, right? I was being trained by him at one point. I was a junior trainer, right? Was a lead trainer, full-time DBO. Then I obviously got opportunity to be a director of programs, and now I run my own location out in Indy, okay? I am a firm believer in M14 hoops, okay? I eat, sleep, and breathe M14. This is all I wear. I had a parent ask me the other day, like, do you wear anything else? No. Does Michael Jordan wear anything else? Absolutely not. It's all Jordan, right? I really believe in it, and I bought into the culture. So I'm excited to bring this part to you guys. If you guys could go into your binders and take out the championship culture packet, okay? Now, we all know culture, right? They're all across the world, different cultures, different things. When you're here with M14, this is our culture, right? Culture is synonymous with behavior, okay? It's a reflection of our day-to-day actions. It's a reflection of your day-to-day action, right? So I have a list of words here. I know it's a lot, but yes, this is true. Energetic, punctual, respectful, trustworthy, committed, dedicated, accountable, selfless, reliable, versatile, humble, confident, honest, fearless, ambitious, and passionate. Just a few words, not all, okay, that describe the M14 Hoops Championship Culture, all right? We value the player experience. That is number one, the player's experience. And you always have to keep that in the front of your mind, okay? Because as competitors, right, sometimes we can selfishly just think about ourselves. You want to do what's best that makes you look good. You can't do that, okay? It has to be that kid first, right? So we value that player experience. And you have to accept the responsibility. Your responsibility here as a coach with M14 Hoops is to help that player reach their full potential, right? I tell players all the time, okay, my dream was to be an NBA basketball player. That is what I was working towards, okay? I ended up being a Division I basketball player. That's not too bad, right? Shoot for the stars, and wherever you'll land somewhere, you're going to find your ceiling, okay? Our job is to push those kids to reaching their ceiling, and they will have an unbelievable experience, right? With that. We do this through process versus result. Okay, Matt touched on it a little bit, okay? Don't set out at every game. You don't set out to win every game. That is the wrong way to go about it, okay? We set out to execute the best every game, and everything will take care of itself. So if your team is executing the offense, they're executing in transition, we're boxing out, right? We're taking care of all the little things, you'll come out on the right side. That's how it works. You'll give yourself a chance to win, and that's all we can ask for, okay? So make sure that we really take that into consideration and we really live with that. Influence, interaction, and trust, okay? Take the time to get to know your team, right? All of us have had that coach that didn't even know who you were. Like, they didn't know your strengths. Like, man, coach ain't playing me right. Coach ain't doing this right. He don't know I can shoot that three or I can do that. They don't have that confidence. You have to get to know your player, okay? And by getting to know your player, you'll be able to gain their trust, okay? But that's through your influence, your interaction, and your trust, all right? So know their strengths, know their weaknesses, know their fears, okay, so that you can help them the best way possible. Words are powerful, okay? All of the greatest leaders that this world has ever seen were great communicators. That's what they did best. That was number one on their qualities, communication. Your words are powerful, okay? Everything you say to a player will either build or chip at their confidence. Understand that, okay? So be mindful of what you say, okay? Because as leaders, we got to make sure that we communicate the right way, okay? Confidence in M14 Hoops. All right, understand we are the best youth basketball organization in the Midwest, in the U.S., period. We're the best. You have to believe that. You have to be confident in our system, our philosophy, and what we're trying to get accomplished. Does that make sense? Turn to the next page. M14 way. Okay, this is and always was and always will be what M14 is all about and what we do, okay? You guys have to enforce these rules because it is our culture. Players should always stand in front of the coach, never on the side or behind you. So, like, when you're huddling and talking to them, they need to be in front of you, okay? Our goal or our job is to get them better and to prepare them for the next step. Some of these kids aspire to play varsity basketball. Some of them aspire to play college basketball. You know that standing on the side or behind the coach is unacceptable, right? And even if your coach is okay with that, they don't see you paying attention, right? So they're not gaining that trust that they're supposed to gain in you. So make sure that they're always standing in front of you. Respect, okay? All of our players should always answer every question, yes, coach, or no, coach. We don't bend on that. We don't bend on it. It's yes, coach, no, coach. Hold them accountable to it. You're not being mean. You ain't being strict. That's just how we do things at M14 Hoops, okay? Players should always give max pace and effort, okay? New players or old players, okay? Make sure that you're pushing them to give their max effort every time they step on the floor, okay? Body language, all right, this stuff is huge, okay? Because as coaches, this is stuff that we got to make sure that we're holding our kids accountable on. They're never allowed to put their head down, okay? But you're going to instill that confidence in them. Kid miss a shot, get back on D. Don't even let them think about missing that shot. Forget it. Move on, right? We know the percentages, right? A good three-point shooter shoots 40% from the 40% is a good three-point percentage, right? So if I took 10 threes and I'm a good three-point shooter, I made 4 out of that 10. I miss more than I make. You're going to miss. It's inevitable. Get back on D. Don't let them put their head down. They're going to make mistakes. Right? We all know we play basketball. You make more mistakes than actually more things go wrong than go good on the court if you break down what actually happened. So we let every little mistake affect us. It's not going to be good for them. So our job is to teach them how to handle those mistakes, okay, and how to handle adversity. All right? Not allowed to roll their eyes, obviously, okay, especially dealing with the girls. So you got somebody like Kiera, you're going to have a problem. She's definitely going to roll her eyes at you. I can't wait till one of your players do that to you and see how you respond. But yes, don't allow them to roll their eyes, okay? Always players must look you in the eye. Make sure you're making eye contact with them. They need to be looking in your eye when you're talking, okay? They should be hustling in and out of games. So when a substitution happens, don't let that kid walk off the floor. Make sure they're hustling in and out of the game, all right? Pace mistakes are okay. Lack of effort is never okay. Okay, so they're going to make some mistakes going hard. Okay, that's fine. All right, just make sure that we don't bend on the effort part of it. Accountability. Our responsibility as a coach / mentor is to instill confidence in our players. Before you can do that, you have to win that player over. You have to win them over, right? Some of you have been here before, right? You've seen me train before. Sometimes this used to happen when Matt used to step in for us. But once you've won that player over, there's nothing they won't do for you, right? So Kendall could be working with a kid right now, right? And if he hasn't won that kid over, I did. And I step on, if he's working that kid out for 5 minutes, all right, move out the way, Kendall. I jump on that kid. I will guarantee you I can get that kid to go harder just because I won him over. You have to win the kids over, right? So here's how we do that here at M14. That's big, okay? That's big with us. You got to get to know them. Right? Know their goals. If you don't know a kid's goal, you can't push them. You can't push the right buttons, right? Because you might be pushing too hard and that kid don't want it that bad. All he wants to do is get on the team. I just want to learn this. I just want to get some better form, right? I just want to learn that inside-out cross, coach. That's all I came for, right? Some, they want to go to college, right? They want to play at the highest level. They're trying to get a scholarship. Well, you got to push them, and they're going to respect you more for that. The 4 C's of coaching, Matt already talked about that. But I'm going to emphasize compliment, okay? Make the compliment bigger than the critique. Make it bigger than the critique, okay? Sometimes we can harp more on what happened, what went wrong versus what the kid did better, okay? And we'll talk more about that in a little bit here. Hold them accountable, okay? Hold them to the M14 standards. You guys are going to be around here. You got your manuals. You're going to understand the M14 standard. Hold the kids to the M14 hoop standards. We call that having their back. Right? I'll never forget one time Matt making kids run, right? And the first thing he said, I have your back. I'm not going to let you fail, right? Because when you show up for tryouts as a freshman, right, there's going to be 60 other kids trying to fill 15 roster spots. How are you going to stand out? You better be hustling from one drill to the next. I got your back. Get on this line. They never walked again. They hustled from drill to drill. And guess what? All those kids made the basketball team that year. There was some kids I'm like, I ain't got no chance at making it just because of little things. Does that make sense? That stuff's important, okay? So make sure that you have their back. Coach every kid to be a star. Coach every kid to be a star, all right? Know their strengths, know their weaknesses, so you can lead them in the right direction, okay? If I know that a kid's an unbelievable athlete, okay, maybe he's not the best ball handler, okay? How can this kid impact the game? How can I help this kid have a better experience? I'm going to encourage him to crash the glass. Go get 5 offensive rebounds for me. Go get 5 offensive rebounds for me. Right, challenging, okay? Run the floor in transition. You get him some easy buckets. Now all of a sudden you've won that kid over. That kid, there's nothing he won't do for you. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions on anything? Perfect. Turn the page. Body language. Body language. This was probably one of my biggest weaknesses. Okay, I was known for making kids cry. Couldn't make Kiara cry. I tried. But I was known for making kids cry. It was because of my body language. It's coming off too aggressive, right? I didn't know how to tone it down, and and it was because of my body language, right? So I had to, really study and work on that. Okay, first thing, facial expressions. Smile, right? Sometimes I can be getting on a player, all right, but if I just throw a smile in there, that's gonna lighten everything up. Okay, it's not about what you say; it's what's being received from that player. Okay, your facial expression is gonna be key on that. Look disappointed, not pissed. It's okay to look disappointed, don't look pissed. Right? Versus, worst thing I used to hate when Saraball crossed his arms and do that that he looked pissed. Right? Now I'm thinking about that the whole time. I'm thinking about him coming out the game versus just disappointment. Okay? Get back on D. Move on to the next play. All right, excitement, show it when they do something good. This goes back to make your compliment bigger than your critique. Okay? So, good job, that's awesome, nice work, high five them. Right? Fist pump. A kid hits a jump shot, fist pump. Be more excited than him. Right? Be more excited than her. All right? This will help you win the player over and make a connection. Okay? Hand gestures. This is huge. Huge. Clapping. We got positive, we got negative hand gestures. Right? Research shows that hand gestures increase the value of our message by 60%. That works both ways. Right, so we listed, some positive hand gestures and some negative hand gestures. Clapping, that is a positive hand gesture. It's okay, get back on D. That was positive, right? He missed the shot, they forgot about it. Just get back on D. Coach isn't mad at me, cool. They can let that play go, okay? The fist pump, single or double? I like the double, right? Double. Everybody do it with me. Give me the fist pump. Hey, no, I'm not playing. Do it with me. Do it, fist pump. All right, let me see the face. Nice little smile on you. Right here. Serious, you think this is a game? It's not. I take these kids serious. Very, very serious. There's nothing they won't do for me, and there's nothing I won't do for them. So when they do something good, good job, right? I'm excited for them. You got to care about them. That increases their experience. Again, we put value in the player's experience. All right, pointing, right? That's huge. That's huge. Think about the leader on your team, right? They pointed at you, you felt good. You took that personal. You felt good about yourself, right? Whether they threw you a good pass, right, or you knocked the shot down, or you made a good pass to them and they made the shot, or you set a good screen, good job. That's it, right? That's huge, right? Research, okay? There was research on this, okay? The teams that pointed at each other the most won the most. Serious, not even joking. Point at each other the most won the most, right? It's something to be said for that, all right? Thumbs up, good job, awesome, right? Or high hands. Nice, like the touchdown symbol, okay? Negative hand gestures, crossed arms. This never looks positive, ever. Looks like you're bored, not engaged, okay? You're upset. You just not engaged, right? For a player, this just looks like, I might have did something wrong. I might be in some trouble. Okay, you guys all know that look or that position that your parents held when you know you was probably in some trouble. It's probably their arms being crossed. Hands on the waist, okay? Again, negative. They can be positive at point, but it's just more negative than positive, okay? Hands on the waist. All right, hands on the head. Don't do this. Don't do this. Even when a referee makes a bad call, because your kids are watching you. You're their leader. Okay, they're going to be a reflection of you. So a bad call happens, you do that, what are they going to do when they think they got fouled? Don't do that, right? Don't do that, okay? The kids are watching you, okay? The hands out with the W like this, don't do that. Bad, negative hand gesture, okay, and then chopping. This means don't do it, no. We don't tell our kids no, we tell them go. Do we understand? We don't tell them no, we tell them go. All right, stance, okay? All right, stand tall, take up space. All right, command, status, and confidence are non-verbally exhibited through the use of height and space, okay? So when you stand tall, all right, and you're using up space, all right, that shows your command, that gives you status, right, and it shows that you're confident in what's going on, all right? Does anybody have any questions on anything? Culture, M14 Hoops. Now, I'm big on you show it, you can show me better than you can tell me. Right, but it has to be said before we actually show you. So now really do a good job of paying attention to guys like Coach Bobby, Coach Gallo, Matt. They're going to show you. They live this, right? They live this, and we got to start living this as well. All right?